Hello and welcome to Elvin the Railways. My name's Ian, and in this episode we're going to be concentrating on my 5-inch gauge garden railway. The railway hadn't been used at all this year, although I did use it a little bit last year. So the first thing to do was to get one of the wagons up and running, and the first job was to sort out the coupling, which was loose and would have dragged on the track. The next job was to cut up a tree that had come down in the recent storm and to take it round to the other side of the house for storage. This whole area was covered with lots of debris up until recently, but I've been trying to clear things away over on this side of the house. There you can see the tree that had fallen, and there's the wagon loaded. Another job was to move all these bits of guttering and wood from when I'd had the guttering done on the house. It's a very old wagon this is now. In fact, all my stock on this line, apart from the steam loco, is really old. It dates back to about 2008. There you can see things starting to look a little bit tidier, where I've moved a lot of the things out of the way. And there's another load of logs ready to go down the other end. That's not as bad as it looks. It was some soya milk.
Tastes better than it looks.
There's some old buried track that I found.
You're back on. Oh, that was heavy. What you got off there, eh? Oh. Oh.
Although we got the oval round the house working last year, there's parts of this railway that haven't been used for many years. It got demolished at the end again. It's always having to be rebuilt. I've been doing some work here on the walkway, laying a bit more concrete to improve that and patching up bits and pieces. There you see it went right to the end now, to where you walk. I've been uncovering this bit of viaduct here on the line that went off. It used to go on a little figure of 8. That's one little shed that I used to go up to do little bits of painting. And that was before I built the 7¼ inch railway. I used to go up there and do painting. And you can see little bits of the line there that was abandoned. There's a bit there that was cut out for some reason, I can't remember why. And then there was a little bit more that was left in, and then a bit more cut out, and a bit more left in over the viaduct. And that little bit of viaduct there is actually not bad at all. It's still pretty stable. But this viaduct here won't be used again, I don't think. The plan is to take the track to the left rather than to the right. The next job was to clear all these leaves and to improve the bank a little bit, and just to tidy up the track a little bit down there. You can see it after the leaves have been moved. I just patched up some of the moss and some of the ballast. A bit more improvement there. That bit of track's actually held up pretty well since last year, when I did quite a bit of improvement on it. I put that big bit of wood there by that set of points. The points on the left there will be coming out at some point, but because they're not really needed now. You can kind of see where it went in the figure of 8 there. You can see the old track bed there under that little bit of scrap track there. And where I'm walking there, used to go over the viaduct there and come back on itself. There's a crossing just there, which is over the septic tank. And this was my little shed. You can see how that tree narrowly avoided it. The tree that came down. I hadn't been in this shed for ages. But 5 years ago I sort of spent quite a lot of time up here. It's amazing that quite a few things have survived, really. There's an old bit of actual railway sleeper there that I found, and you can see that some creatures have been in there. So there I've uncovered a bit more of that little bit of viaduct there. You can see an old station that I had just under the hut, and a little bit of track being uncovered. Some more work on there. You can see a big gap there in the track, but the train runs over it fine, so I'm not too worried about it. It's all lasted remarkably well, really. I did use sort of fence posts and concrete blocks, so they're pretty long-lasting things. Some of the bits of wood going across have rotted a bit. I think it was about 3-4 months after we'd moved in when I started work on the railway. And pretty soon it was laid. I think by about February, I think we moved in October 2018, and by February this line was laid. Quite a while before the Ivy Railway. I think the year before I started work on the 7¼ inch Ivy Railway. Brambles had really taken hold over here, so I've been spending quite a few days getting rid of them. I've had quite a lot of sun the last few days, so it's been ideal. So I took a bit of time out to have a ride on 7¼ inch, because it was such a nice day. can see the difference in height between the two railways here. So further work had been going on here just to sort of level things up a bit. More work getting rid of brambles and various things. Ballasting a bit more. That bit of line there needed to come up a little bit more. A little bit more wood was needed there just to strengthen things a bit. But it was okay, it was fine, but it just adds to the stability. So I got the loco out and thought I'll give it a try, see if the batteries lasted over the winter, but yeah, it was fine. It does need a charge now, but I had quite a few runs on it the last few days.
Well, falling apart.
Tends to derail a bit unless you sat on it sometimes. But yeah, this was the first run of the year. This was the first train over there since I'd put all the extra concrete down.
Sarah.
You can see what a big gap there is there as well. But I did a little bit of work on that later on. But surprisingly, you don't really feel those as you go over them. They're not as bad as they look.
Thanks, Sarah. Oh, that's a lovely cup of tea. Oh dear. That's not good, is it? That's a bit dangerous, that is. We'll try that again, I think. Yeah, you can see there, that's growing right through the track there. Just like a full-size abandoned railway. So the plan is really to keep it going fairly straight along there and then veer to the left instead of the right. And after that, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, I think. Problem is with the 5 inches, going backwards isn't great, and that's why the figure of 8 was quite good. But going over that viaduct wasn't very nice. Yeah, I think I'll use some of that wood as shuttering and use it to build up the bank. The next job was to sort out this riding car because my little temporary fix wasn't good enough. I was going to move one of the bogies, but the screws were so stubborn I just decided to do something different instead. And it shaped up quite well. Just used some pallet wood and some wood that came with a tumble dryer I bought recently as part of the packing. So this was a test just to make sure that all the clearances were okay and everything, and it still ran in a stable fashion. after this I just put some old engine oil on to preserve the wood. Did a little bit more ballasting and levelling, and then did a little test to see how that felt, and it was fine. Put a new fish plate in. Although there's a big gap there, it's fine as you go over it, as you can see in a minute. But that will be sorted at some point. It's a bit of a temporary fix, as that one of those sets of points will be going anyway, the one on the left. It'll be sorted when I do that, so it's not a big problem, but as you can see, it is fine as you go over it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and bye for now.